Hello, this is Big Cooking, and I'm that guy. I just finished being out back smoking one and had just a craving for some cinnamon buns, so it's time to get it done. It's a quick, simple recipe. It just takes a little time to do the bread, but damn, it's good, especially when you're munching, man. You can't go wrong with some sticky buns. Okay, so we'll run you through the ingredients quick here. It's pretty simple. You need this 5 cups of your all-purpose flour. What the hell? Yeah, there's the English side. I don't like the French side because the French, they want to separate, so I separate them from my cooking show. Shit. Hey, sorry about that interruption. Just had some company stop by. So now I'm twice baked. We'll just go through the ingredients again. I forget where I was. I think I was talking about the flour and the French. The French aren't all bad. They brought us things like the poutine and the ménage à trois, so can't go wrong there. But yeah, so you need 5 cups of the flour, a teaspoon of, oh, that's the French side again. See, I don't hate them that much. Salt you need. Then you need a tablespoon of sugar, 1/4 cup of the butter, 2 cups of hot water, and then, yeah, 1.5 packets of this quick rise yeast. I hope I bought the right one. Always make sure to read it when you go shopping, because usually if you're like me, baked and shopping, you end up back with a bunch of munchies instead of the proper ingredients. Okay, well, we'll start out here anyway since I got this in hand. What I did here, we're going to have all the dry ingredients in one bowl and wet ingredients in another. So come on in here, we'll put the dry ingredients. We want 1.5 packets of this quick rise yeast. So there's one. And I just kind of feel out 1/2 of one. Okay. And after you have the 5 cups of flour, and keep yourself a cup of flour to the side. You're going to need this possibly later. And get your sugar. Throw in a tablespoon of sugar. Teaspoon of salt. It'll come out, where is it? There we go. And yeah, mix that up. In the meantime, over in this dish, you'll put your hot water in. Yeah, the hot water. And then you want 1/4 cup of butter in that. And you want to get it to melt. So as that's melting, get a good mix going in here to get all the ingredients together evenly. And get the butter mixed. Get it nice and melted. This part here is pretty much the easiest of bread. And then it's just a matter of sitting and letting it rise. And that's what takes the most time. But this part any idiot can do, you know. Make yourself a little bowl inside the flour ingredients. Because you're going to use that to mix the wet stuff in it. Put about 1/2 in. Or not even 1/2. Start out maybe 1/3 in. Then grab yourself a spoon and you want to fold stuff, all the dry into the wet. You got to fold it over. And then just keep adding some. I add about 1/3 and then another 1/3 and see how it is there. You want to get a good doughy texture. But, oh, one thing I forgot to tell you is make sure to have your house nice and warm. And don't have any drafts. Keep your windows closed, your doors closed, because you need that to help the bread rise. So keep continually mixing this up. Then once it starts to get together, then it's time to get your hands dirty. So get some of that flour. Make sure to cover your hands with it. Good. Or else the dough is going to stick to it. Start working the dough together. This, just continue doing it till you get it all combined together. Your dough will probably end up a little more on the wet side right now, and that's where the extra flour comes into part. Is You might need it to get the flour, or not the flour, to get the dough. What am I saying, dough? I don't know, I'm baked. Trying to explain all this stuff is a little hard some days. It looks like I hit the right amount of water and flour the first time. So as you can see, you want your dough set up coming close to the dough, like this, so it doesn't stick to your hands. And you got a nice solid consistency. Looks like it's almost too dry, so I want to get rid of the excess flour just so it doesn't get too floury. I'll get it together nice. And there's your dough ball. Now that we got that done, this is the part where you wait about an hour and a half to rise. So you know what I like to do? I'm going to go twist one. I might crack a beer. And I'm going to sit here and wait. Got an hour and a half to let this rise. It should rise quite a bit. You can do a 2 rise where you punch it down and then let it rise again, but I don't bother. Cinnamon buns are fine the first time around. So now put a nice tea towel over it and yeah, get your ass out back and have a puff with me. We'll see you in about an hour after it's risen. I need to peek. Is it done? Yeah, the buns aren't ready yet. The dough is not risen yet. Get back outside, have another smoke. Hey, welcome back. It's been about an hour and it's just past 4:20. So you know what that means. It's time to get rolling these buns. Yeah, let's take a look at the bread, see how it rose. The dough looks pretty good. Your next steps, you're going to need some brown sugar. Make sure it's the light brown or else it just doesn't get all nice and sticky. Some ground cinnamon and a shitload of butter. Use the real butter. The fake shit is just shitty for this. You need a rolling pin. If not, like I never had a rolling pin for many years, so I used an old wine bottle. And a nice pan to put it in. So we're going to get some flour here. Get it all spread nice. Make sure you have a nice side of flour. You always need that when you're rolling out some dough. Get it spread out nice. Get in here and press down your dough. Just press it down once. Don't overwork it. Pretty sticky. Throw it on there. And we'll flatten this out. Sometimes you can roll just one big long one at the same time if you want, or you can cut it into 2 short ones. I don't know, it's your choice, all depends on what you're comfortable rolling. This is quite a bit of dough here, so we'll just spread it out. I'll roll it all out at once. Make sure you get that flour. Cover your rolling pin generously in some flour. If you don't do that, it's all going to be sticky, and the dough will stick to it, and it just becomes a pain in the ass. Keep reapplying the flour. Don't worry if there's some dried up flour on the dough itself. It's just going to get covered in butter and other goods. Roll it out nice and thin. Try to get it more of a rectangular pattern, or else it's just going to be like really hard to roll. This is still going to be this is about my biggest roll job yet. But I feel like I've been planning to roll cinnamon buns my whole life, if you know what I mean. That looks about nice, thick enough. See, I got it about, I don't know, that's about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick. Don't have my measuring tape, but don't work anymore, so yeah, gave up my tools for baking ingredients. Now make sure you leave your butter out overnight to soften, or else it's just going to be a bitch to work with. You're pretty much going to need the whole thing. Oh, and in the meantime, make sure you're preheating the oven to 350. I got that down. Now you want to spread it out as even as you can. The warmer it is, the easier. And yeah, keep working on that as fast as I can for you, so I'm not boring you to shit. I could start telling you stories about stuff, but I don't know, I'm kind of baked and forget them all right now. I can't wait to eat these cinnamon buns. I just wish they're done already. The more butter you have, the better it is. You just can't go wrong with butter in everything. Still kind of warm, so it's not spreading out. We'll just use my hands. Gets it more even. Okay, there's that. Next step, we can even it out better with the sugar, because it won't be as like slick or anything. Oh, buttery hands. And put a bunch of sugar on it. It's sticky buns, so be generous. More sugar, more cinnamon, the better. These are always a favorite. I bring them over to family get-togethers like Christmas and stuff, and they're always the first to go. Other family members bring other desserts, but the cinnamon buns are almost a guarantee to be the first to go. Especially if you put some cream cheese icing on it. But I'm not going to do that this time. So I didn't go buy any. I'll make a cream cheese icing video next time. That or just go buy some pre-made stuff. Can't go wrong there. And I don't know, that girl, is that enough sugar? She's nodding her head. We'll take that as a yes. So you got enough sugar on there. Now it's time to get out your cinnamon. Same goes, just put a bunch of that all over. Try to get it more even so it's not in big globs, because that's going to be pretty tart if you get into it. This is the part where you can also add like raisins, pecans, any sort of nuts, or I don't know what other sort of shit you like. But I'm just keeping it simple today. Okay, so that's about enough. Now it's time to get rolling. I tell you, I sure wish this was stuffed with some other things. But start by doing fold over technique, kind of like doing the sushi and who knows what else. Oh, that's the beeper. That means the oven is ready to go. I'll be right back. Turn the timer off. And let's continue rolling. I'll just work it all over. Make sure you're packing it in as you go. Pull it back and then move it forward a little. Okay, yeah, continue rolling like this. Sorry about the cutoff there, but camera ran out of memory. Yeah, keep it rolling nice and tight. Looks like I didn't add enough flour in behind it here, so I got a little bit sticking to the table. Like I say, be generous with your flour. But these are going to be some big ass cinnamon buns by the look of it. And yeah, get some nice butter. Next up, you want to get your pan ready, so get some butter and kind of work your way around it, or I don't know what other stuff you use. If I had parchment paper, that'd be easier. But butter works just the same. Just don't want to overcook it or you might burn it. That's like anything. So there's that. Now it's time to cut these and get them ready for the oven. That oven's ready by now, so let's cut into them, see what we got. The end piece is pretty much right off, but cut them into sections, I don't know, 1.5 2 inches thick. Make sure you put them in your pan nice tight up against each other. Don't leave them space. Just keep bunching them side by side. See there, they're looking great. The dough will expand a little bit, but not too much. That's why I tell you, keep it right beside each other. And then that way too, you get all the juices in between them. It's really good. The more butter, the more sugar, the more sticky and good for you it is. I call it healthy food, because if you're happy, you're healthy. Just don't look down at the beer gut. As you can see that torn apart, doesn't matter. Because it's all going to end up in the same spot anyway. I'm sort of rushing through this here because I don't want to keep you guys staring at me too long. I'm sure you want to get back and start making your own city buns. Especially after you see these babies all cooked up. See, nice tight groups. And I'll tell you what you can do with a lot of the extra sugar. Just put it on top. I'm not too worried about all them looking perfectly circle. As like I say, this is baked cooking. We just want to eat it, and eat it now. So there we have them. I'll just put the ends in because even the ends taste good. Stuff them in as filler. Take some of the extra cinnamon and sugar, sprinkle it over top. And this is what the cinnamon buns look like. Now we're going to throw them in the oven at 350, wait about 20 to 25 minutes. But keep an eye on them, make sure the top's golden brown. You don't want to overcook them, but just I always hang out near the oven, keep peering in. It's exciting watching my food cook. Yeah, so I'm going to throw that in the oven here, and we'll come back in 20-25 minutes, see the outcome. Thanks. Hey, welcome back. Now that that girl got the camera in the right camera mode, we can film instead of take pictures. It's been about 20-25 minutes, and let's take a look at how the cinnamon buns are doing. Oh, they look great. They're done. See, they got a bunch of liquid in there, but as soon as it cools down, that's going to turn into like a syrup. Make them all nice and sticky. So now that we got them done, I've been munching for a while, and I've been dying to get my hands on these. So I'm going to let them cool down a bit, come back, and eat some up. Enjoy cooking. Hope to see you guys post some cinnamon buns that you made online, and we'll try to figure out what's cooking next, but I have no idea. So till then, take it easy and have a good one.